What is up, guys? We're here with a brand new video. As we know, NFL season is back. Training camp has been well underway. We just had the first week of preseason games. We can kind of assess, how teams are going to look. Not too much, though. I don't like to predict too much off of it. Here with my boy, Aaron Romero.
Little man.
Yeah. And Jeremiah's missing. He's going to be in at Laverne playing football this summer and this fall. So we're going to give him some time off. As we know, we took a few months off. Sorry about that, guys, but we just had things to do. Anything else you want to get into?
So NFL's back.
NFL's back.
And not a lot of teams. You're right. Not a lot of teams have shown a lot, about how they're gonna end up panning out. Not a lot of starters, in my opinion, have been showing out in these preseason games.
Yeah, I think it's.
I feel like a lot of them who have new teams should be playing to get used to the system and how it's gonna work in game and get used to the crowd. But I mean, it is what it is.
Before we get into the video, I also want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, share the videos, give us feedback in any way you can. We greatly appreciate you guys. Just your support over the past year and a half has been amazing. Thank you, guys. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Tied up by Green, throws it back up top. James puts up the three. Oh, it's gone! LeBron James from downtown.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the NFC South. Now, I think this is a very underrated division. I think a lot of people are really underrating this division. I think that there could be potentially 2, maybe 3. Don't look at me crazy. Every year there's a sleeper team. I think a few of these teams. Little man, don't look at me weird. Okay, 2. Only 2. Only 2. Only 2. Yeah, only 2. But go ahead, give off your last team. Who's your last place team?
Ooh. For kind of obvious reasons. I mean, this team has gone into real rebuild mode drastically. Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder are battling for that quarterback spot. The only thing they have going on offense for them is really Kyle Pitts. I do like the wide receiver Drake London that they got from USC, but other than that, I really see no positives on the defensive side, except for Deion Jones and Aluakon. I mean, those are the only 2 people that I can rely on them for defense. So I think it's kind of a repeat of last year. And, I have them in last place. I have them going 4-13.
4-13, okay.
And top 5 pick for next year's draft.
Okay, what would you give their ceiling?
Their ceiling is probably 6-11.
6-11?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I agree with you. I have the Falcons in last place. As Aaron said, I don't see anything appealing with his roster. I think Kyle Pitts will have a phenomenal season. I think he's going to ball out.
I think he'll have way more than 1 touchdown.
Way more than 1 touchdown. And I think Marcus Mariota is going to have a redemption year. But just looking at this roster from top to bottom, you have to play the Buccaneers twice. Even the Panthers games are going to be hard. You have to play the Saints. So it's I just don't see this team really competing at all. But we can't be surprised. Go with your third team.
My third team are the Panthers. I don't know how I feel about this duel that's going on between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. And it kind of worries me that Baker hasn't been definitive that he's won it, because I believe he's way more talented and a lot smarter and hardworking than Sam Darnold, which that does kind of worry me. And all the drama behind it with Robbie Anderson not liking either of them, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he says to the press that it was just a mistake, but deep down, he's lying. Defense is promising. I really do like it for where they left off last year. I mean, I know they give up a lot of big plays, but I'm looking forward to them this year coming back healthy. J.C. Horn's coming back. They're still really young. I mean, and the way they played last year, Jeremy Chin leading that defense, I think they could be top 10 again easy. It's just the problems are all on the head coaching and the quarterback and the leadership. They have no leadership whatsoever. I don't think anybody on that team actually takes Matt Rule that serious to look for him to lead them to division winners. So that's why I have them at 7-10.
7-10. What's their ceiling?
Their ceiling is 9-8.
9-8. I'm not mad. I would say so far we've agreed. I do agree. I have the Panthers at 3. I do think that their ceiling is 9-8. I think that they can be a surprising team, but I don't see this team winning anywhere more than 9 games. I think the biggest reason why, or the biggest appeal to this team, is their quarterback position. As I'm saying, it's weird. It's just the weirdest kind of thing, seeing them to kind of switch off in the middle of a drive. It's a weird thing. I think Baker, as you were saying, is miles ahead of Sam Darnold, and I don't really see why you would trade for him and then you still have him in a competition like that, unless
Matt Corral.
Yeah, unless it's just to have. We understand he got traded late, so I think he might just need time to get himself acclimated.
Yeah.
But I think Baker's gonna win out. I think he does have the talent around him. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey's coming back healthy.
Hopefully.
I don't think this team is gonna be I think this team will be okay on both sides of the ball. I think defense, I don't think they're going to replicate what they did last year, but I do think this offense will be better. I think Baker, when he's kind of healthy, we know last year his shoulder was bothering him. Yeah. A lot of things were bothering him, and I think now he's gonna have some stability here in Carolina. I think this team, can go up to 9 wins, but I'm having them at 6-11.
6-11.
Yeah.
Okay, that's reasonable. So second team, this is where it gets good.
Mm-hmm.
I see it being a repeat of 2021. But the BUCS were second, and they had to play the Saints.
Oh, why?
Why?
Yeah, go ahead. Why?
I have the BUCS at second because I think their defense will fall off this year. They lose JPP and Ndamukong Suh, who are arguably a key point in that front seven when they made their Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm.
And last year when they got defense. I mean, honestly, last year, I don't think anybody saw them beating the Rams or actually winning the Super Bowl. In my eyes, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see them last
year. I didn't see it. I didn't think they were the same team from the year before, and they also lost Chris Godwin. But that being said, that defensive front kept them in a lot of games these past 2 years. And them losing those two, leadership and just the way they played, phenomenal for them. And I think it's hard. And I think it's going to be harder for Todd Bowles to take care of this team. And then, as you all know, Tom Brady's been away from the team for a while. Mm-hmm. We don't know if Chris Godwin's going to be we don't know when he's going to be ready, honestly. I know he's missing week 1, but I don't know his exact timetable. But when I look at them, I feel like the Saints just still have their number. And that's why I think if they do make the playoffs and they end up seeing each other again, that's why I think it'll be almost like an exact repeat. I think the BUCS have their number in the playoffs.
I disagree with you because, again, you're not wrong with anything you said. I do think that Tom Brady being away from the team is going to hurt them. I think that them losing Sue and all these players will hurt them. But then again, the Saints can have their number all they want, but I still don't think the Saints will win more games than the BUCS. I think, and I have the BUCS at 1, I have the Saints at 2. I think when you look at the quarterback position for the Saints over the BUCS, the Saints aren't coming close to Tom Brady right now. Like, just being honest. I know
but then again, the Saints have beat them last year twice without Jameis Winston.
Again, but like I'm saying, the Saints could beat the BUCS, but that doesn't mean they're finishing first place. I still think the BUCS are going to finish first. I still think Tom Brady, no matter how old he is, they're going to compete. We also can't forget that they signed Julio Jones. And again, we can't say how he looked last year. But again, we don't know how he's going to look with the GOAT quarterback. So it's like, look, he doesn't even have to be in his prime. He could just be a third receiver, and he'll be lethal. I do understand that also Rob Gronkowski leaving and retiring again, that could hurt Tom Brady a little bit, but I think they're going to be fine.
I mean, Cameron Brate's always been one of his favorite targets.
Exactly.
Now he's the starter.
Yeah, now he's going to get more reps.
He's not there no more.
Going for the Saints side, I think their defense is borderline top 5. I think they can be the best defense in the NFL this season. Just looking at how they were last year, and now they're going to have help with Jameis coming back healthy. Michael Thomas is coming back healthy. Alvin Kamara, he might be suspended, but we're not too sure. It's looking unlikely, right, that he's going to get suspended. So I think this team can compete. I think the Saints are going to be one of the best, probably a top 6-7 team in the NFC. I just don't see them competing with the BUCS when it comes to consistency. But so what's your ceiling for the Saints?
12-5.
Okay, I have them at 11-6.
And I have the BUCS ceiling at 13-4. But right now I have them at 11-6.
I have the BUCS ceiling at 14-3.
14-3?
Yeah, I think, honestly, looking at the NFC, I don't think the NFC is as tough as everyone thinks it is. And I don't think they play...
Especially with the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, it can shape out to be different, but I agree. With everything you said, I just don't think that they're going to finish. So you had what?
I had the BUCS 11-6 and the Saints at 12-5.
No, your format in the NFC? NFC South? What is the format of your team?
The BUCS, the Saints are 1, the BUCS are 2, Panthers are 3, and the Falcons 4.
Okay.
So and I think a big thing about the Saints that we're all forgetting is that James is coming back healthy, their O-line's coming back healthy, and also they have their number 1 receiver coming back and another potential number 1 receiver joining their team in Jarvis Landry.
I did forget about Jarvis Landry. I think that is a good pickup. And I do think, again, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I just think the consistency when it comes to it. And also, let's not forget the Saints have a brand new head coach. At least Todd Bowles has been there the past few years. But yeah, I have the Saints. I have the Buccaneers, Saints, Panthers, and the Falcons.
They're kind of the same when you think about it.
What?
Dennis Allen and Todd Bowles.
Yeah, but...
We don't know. Well, we all know how Todd Bowles is as a head coach. But when the other aspects of their coaching positions, they've been perfect.
I agree. We're going to go ahead and continue with the AFC South. To no surprise, I'm going with the Texans at 4. I think this team is borderline the worst roster in the NFL, aside from the Falcons. But I think Davis Mills, he showed some upside. I do think he showed some potential. But I just don't see anything really going on with this team. I don't see them winning a lot of games. I do think they can sneak a few wins out from their division. Maybe even later on in the year, get something rolling. But right now, I just don't see any appeal with this team. Also, they had a lot of things to worry about with Deshaun Watson the past few months. They finally got him out of there, but it's like you still don't have any talent besides Brandon Cooks. I think it's going to be hard for them.
They need to get rid of him. I'm sorry.
Brandon
If
Cooks?
you respect him a lot, you should send him to.
Yeah, I think you just wasted talent on that team. My ceiling, I'm going 3-14.
Your ceiling is
Yeah,
that?
my ceiling. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
That was my lowest for them.
Really?
My ceiling was not even that far off, 4-13.
Nah, some sucks. Yeah, I mean, it's like one win
But
difference.
I have them last at 3-14 because they literally have a running back coach, a head coach. None of the things they did last year worked. I mean, it's like throwing a player in the hellfire.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. I'd hate to be in that position to play.
I mean, I think if you look at it, we could very well end up on like a TikTok in like 9 months showing, how we were just completely wrong. But do you think that they could be, how every year there's a team that goes from last to, you don't think it's them?
No, they show no promise. No.
They can't pull a
The
big
Jags can do that more than the
Okay, I
Texans
agree.
can do that.
So you have Jags at there?
I have the Jags in 3.
Okay.
I have them going 5-12.
Probably until
But their
March.
ceiling would be 7-10.
I agree with Little. I have them at third. I would say their ceiling could be a little bit higher. I think they have potential to get 8 wins.
Oh, okay. I think I say like.
No, they're not going to do
8.
anything crazy, but I think they have the potential. I think when you look
They'll
at
show promising things this year.
Yeah, I think this is a good ladder year and a good stepping stone just to see how they are, how their franchise quarterback is going to perform in the future when they finally get everything situated. But again, there's really no rush. We know their head coach, Doug Peterson, he has Super Bowl experience, Super Bowl winning experience, and we know how quarterbacks perform under him in his second year. So it's like I think Trevor Lawrence, who's one of the best young talents in the NFL, is going to do amazing things. Looking at it, he did get help. Now Travis Etienne is back. He's healthy now.
You almost said Travis 18.
Travis Etienne is back and he's healthy now. I just think this team was very horrible. It didn't have any direction last year. Their head coach was abysmal, saying that they know just so many things that leaked from that. Just so many
bad.
distractions for that team. It feels
bad.
horrible. And we saw how they closed out the year against the Colts. I think this team does have potential. I think
They did have some promising wins.
Yeah,
Colts, Bills.
yeah, like I'm saying, and then it's always led by their defense when they ball out.
Exactly.
I think this defense has a big upside to them. So yeah, I just think that they're third in the division. I do think they could even finish second place, being honest. I think that this team could be one of the teams that goes from worst to first.
No, it's not going worse. The first you finish second.
Shut up. Alright, go ahead.
But yeah, I have them at 5-12. I think their ceiling is could. What did I say? 7-10. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. But yeah, I think they'll show some promising things. Like you said, their defense has always been getting better every year, in my opinion. Ever since they kind of like had that whole rebuild in 2017.
Yeah.
From there on, I love Trayvon Walker. I like some of the pickups. I just don't like the money they gave him, like Darius Williams and Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is not worth that much money. I'm sorry. But they're doing their best trying to get Trevor Lawrence some weapons. And I do like him under Doug Peterson. You're right. The second-year quarterbacks like Carson Wentz, his MVP year, and then Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he has a talent to be an MVP one day. I just obviously I don't think it's this next year because of what they have given him. But yeah, 7-10 coming in third place. Yeah, I don't see them being any worse than the Texans.
Yeah. Second place, I have the Colts. And I think it's going to be neck and neck. I do think that this division is very top-heavy right now. What are you looking at?
Sorry.
I have the Colts. The reason why I say that is I mean, obviously we know Matt Ryan, he's a vet, right? But I think it's also you're coming to a new team. It's going to be hard. I think the thing that hurt the Colts last year was their slow start. I think that's going to happen again this year. I think that they're going to get off to a slower start. I think their defense is still very, very good, but I just think that it's just not going to pan out how they wanted to in the early games, and then it's going to bite them in the butt. And I do think the Titans are going to be the same team, if not even better than last year. I don't think they'll finish as the 1 seed, but looking at how they are, all those injuries that the players are coming back from, I think they're going to have a big upside to them. But yeah, the Colts. I mean, I do like Pittman. I like T.Y. in his the end years of his career. I do like how they got Gilmore, right? They got Stephon Gilmore. We know Jonathan Taylor is arguably the best running back in the NFL, and I think that he can do it again this season. but I just don't see them really getting off to a good start with a brand new quarterback in the building. My ceiling for them, I have them at 12-4. I think that they could be a really good team as their ceiling, but right now I have them around 10 wins, so 10-7. What about you?
I have them 10-7.
Okay.
But I have the Titans at 2.
At 10-7 as well.
I don't have the Colts at 10-7. I have the Titans
okay.
at 10-7. I do feel the tension between the quarterback spot with Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can shut that off too all they want, but you could just feel it. You could sense it every time on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing a couple pieces in Bud Dupree, Julio Jones, AJ Brown. They got rid of him. It's just throwing a lot of new pieces in the offense. They did get Austin Hooper, which I really did like that because they haven't had a real tight end since Jonnu Smith left. I mean, last year they were stuck with Jeff Swaim, I think. So I really do like that for Tannehill and Malik Willis. And I really do hope to see them both kind of run this offense. But with the defense, I mean, losing Bud Dupree, Jayon Brown, it's going to hurt. I feel like that's going to be their weakness. To me, last year, that's where it was in the secondary. And I think it'll just be a repeat. But then I don't think that they'll be able to get off a lot of these big plays. I mean, I don't know how Traylon Burks? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how well he's going to fit into that system. Everyone knows Robert Woods. I mean, to me, he can fit in any system. But then again, I don't know. He's coming off a torn ACL. So we need to see how he plays. But yeah, I just think it's almost and Derrick Henry's also coming back healthy, which is a good thing. But the things that's going to win them this game it's going to have to be a shootout all the time. That's why I have them in second place.
So you don't think they have the offensive firepower?
I don't think they have the offensive firepower like last year.
Okay. So, yeah, number one, I have the Titans. I do think it's going to be very close. I think the Titans, no matter how much or how bland their team looks every year, I think they're just always one of the better teams, more physical teams. As you know, Mike Vrabel is one of the better head coaches in the NFL, and I think that they're kind of like the mini Patriots. I'm not going to say that they're at that level yet, but I think just looking at it, no matter the talent you have, you're always going to have a good team. You're always going to have that good physicality, and I do agree that Ryan Tannehill is kind of on the hot seat. He has one more year probably to prove that he could still play at a good level, but I just still think we judge him too much off of the last time we saw him step on that field was against the Bengals, and he played pretty bad, you know what I mean? But I do think that when it comes to just over the course of the 17 weeks, I think he could get it done. Let's not forget, they have the best running back, one of the best players in the NFL, in Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry, at any time, no matter how bad your offense is, could take over a game. He could have 20 carries for 200 yards. So it's like, I think at any time it's kind of hard to count this team out, especially with who their head coach is, who their running back is, and also I do think that they kind of like a plug-and-play team. So I think their ceiling is 12-5. What do I have the Colts at?
Their ceiling?
Yeah.
11-6, I think.
I don't know.
We had them at 10-7.
I have the Titans at 12-5, and I have them at 11-6. So go ahead. Give me why you think the Colts will finish first.
Because I thought their defense has gotten better. I think their offense has just got the leader that they needed at quarterback. I mean, Carson Wentz, you could say he was the leader all you want, but multiple players...
No, I don't think he's the leader, but I don't think what they were missing was the leader. I think what they were missing was consistency.
I think Matt Ryan's been consistent for what he's had.
Yes, so was Wentz statistically, but I'm saying like when it comes to like the actual games, they would start off hot, and then they would just go out cold, or they would get out to a flat start and then come out hot. So it's like, I don't know. I'm saying that they could still win first place. I'm just saying I trust the Titans more right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Colts. I think they have... I don't even know if he's the best receiver in that division. He probably is now that AJ Brown and Julio Jones are gone.
Who is?
Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Now that they're both gone,
I'm trying to think who else.
I think he's a number one that you can trust.
That's horrible for receivers.
Actually, maybe Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks.
Oh yeah. I forgot Brandon Cooks exists. Yeah, him.
But yeah, and I like that wide receiver. He's a tall white guy. I just can't remember his name. It's really confusing. But I really do like what I've been hearing from him at camp. Dude, he almost looks like a tight end. But I've been hearing that he's promising.
For the Colts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I like the pairing of him and Michael Pittman. And the tight end duo of Doyle. Doyle and Mohali Cox.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. They somehow made it work. Carson Wentz somehow made it work. The offensive line always makes it work year in and year out. And I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a repeat of next year. And I really do think that Colts defense is going to give that division hell in everyone they play.
Mm. Okay, so you know how you were saying with the NFC South, how you think that the Saints have their number? I think the Titans have the Colts number, and I also think the Titans are more consistent and they can win more games. So that's why I'm going with the Titans. Is that easy enough for you?
I guess.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, I think that the Colts and the... Yeah, I think they're kind of like two teams who are very close, but I think one's just more consistent. So, yeah, tell us what you guys think about our predictions. We're pretty much even on everything except for the top two teams.
And Colts.
And then the Saints and the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, Saints and Bucks.
For some reason,
Actually, yeah.
For some reason you like the Saints so much. But, yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. Tell us what you guys think. Tell us if you guys agree. Tell us if you guys disagree, whatever you guys want. Make sure you guys share the video, like. We're going to interact again on our Instagram page, everything like that.
And give us insights on your division winners, who you think's going to win.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that outrageous that I have the Saints.
I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think so either. I'm not saying it's outrageous.
Just look back at the video and look at the way you looked at me.
Okay. Alright. Well, we're going to end the video here. Anything else you have to say? Alright, thank you guys.